Hey everyone, I wanted to share two spreads that I did off camera. It was because I was waiting for kits and also because I was traveling. The first one I kind of just marked with some pencils and stuff. So this one I was waiting for this kit to mark the week that I went to go watch Hail Mary, or is it the Hail Mary project? And that's this week. This is a mystery kit from the Prairie Planner. And then this week was the week that we were on our way to Vegas. So I was also waiting for this kit from the Prairie Planner called Road Trip because we did drive there. And yeah, I just wanted to mention I don't know if I mentioned it in a plan with me when we were in Vegas, but this cat here from Pox and Cactus to mark everything is fine or this is fine was because we were stopped at the border. It was like a whole thing. But yeah, I just wanted to share that real quick before I get into the plans for this week or this past week. So this week that I'm memory planning is April 20th to the 26th, and I'm using this kit from the Prairie Planner, which is a UFO inspired kit. The name of it is called, I have it right here. It's called UFO. Easy peasy. So this week was kind of a rough week in the sense that we got a lot of snow again. Like I live in Saskatchewan, which is central Canada. And we got so much snow this week that it was like depressing, honestly. And me and my husband had plans to go to a fan expo, like Comic-Con type thing in Alberta. That's the next province over. It would have taken us, I think, maybe 8 hours to drive there. And we had everything booked. We had an Airbnb booked. We had our tickets. We had a photo op. And the person that we had a photo op with ended up canceling. So we were just like, do we still want to go? There's no one else we really wanted to see. But we were going to go. But then with the there was a what do you call that, a warning of a snowstorm happening like that weekend, so we decided to cancel. Thankfully we did, because that was a very, very brutal snowstorm and I don't think that our little SUV could have handled it. But yeah, like it was bad. I actually was at a work conference in the city that's like an hour from me, and it was a 2-day conference, Thursday, Friday. And I woke up on Friday, like it wasn't snowing on Thursday when I was there, but it was snowing like back home where my husband was, and he said it was like really, really bad. And then on Friday, I opened the windows to the hotel I was staying at. It was just, yeah, just white and windy and snowing. It just looked really ugly and horrible. So my boss gave me the go ahead to come home early and just do some online seminars to make up for not really attending day 2. But it was just a safety thing. Like it was just horrible, and I was by myself. So she understood anyway. In regards to everything else this week, nothing else really happened. Like that was just, oh yeah, our hockey team that we support lost every single game that they played this week. It was brutal. They are actually out of the playoffs now, but I mean, with how horribly they've been playing this year, or not even this year, they had a good year. They just played horrible during their series. But yeah, other than that, nothing else exciting happened this week. So we're just going to get into the day by day. On Monday, I'm starting off by marking reading using the book that came with the kit. Then with this laptop that came with the kit, I'm marking work. And then with this sticker party controller sticker, marking that I played Apex. And then with a grocery cart that came with the kit, marking that we went to get groceries this day. With this KFC cup sticker that I think I wrote that down where that one's from because I can't remember. It is from a shop that was called, I don't know if it's still open, but it was called Beyond Paper Flowers. And it was actually red. The cup was actually red like the KFC cup, but I colored it in with a black pen because it wouldn't have matched my kit. I was being very picky with my stickers here. And then that kind of just went out the window when I used that McDonald's. And anyways, that's not important. This is the evening that we watched some hockey. I don't think we watched the Oilers this night. We were just kind of following other teams too because we made our own brackets, and yeah, that was horrible. Don't even want to talk about it. Moving on to Tuesday, the first thing I'm marking is that I read again, and I'm using this emoji from the Coffee Monsters Go. And to mark work, I'm using the computer monitor that came with the kit, and then I did a Walmart pickup. If anyone here knows me in real life, I hate Walmart. I don't know what it is, like, our city Walmart is just very dangerous anyways, a lot of sketchy people hang out there, but it's not even that, like, I just don't like Walmart, it's always so busy and you always see people you know, and I'm just like, I don't know. I just don't like it. So I did a pickup where I can just go around to the back and pick up my stuff and leave and no one sees me. And anyway, this day I picked up a bookshelf because I wanted another bookshelf. Because first of all, I'm reading books like I'm going through books like crazy right now, so I needed another bookshelf and I wanted one to match my one side with the other side. This is way off topic and makes no it doesn't make a difference. People probably don't even care about this, but that's what I was picking up that day. And then I got home and I played Fortnite and with this Paper Shire Girl, I'm marking that. And then I started a show called The Unchosen, which is on Netflix, and it's about a cult. It's not a real story, like not a true story, but it's just kind of like based on stuff that could happen, I guess, or something like that. And then moving on to Wednesday, first thing I'm marking is that I read and I'm using this emoji from the Coffee Monsters Co. And then to mark work this day, I'm using the phone that came with the kit. I've been trying to use more of the stickers from the kit. Like I've always said, there's tons of functional stickers that come with her kits, and I don't even use them all. I don't even use half of them, I think. So I was like, I'm just gonna start using them more. Plus, I'm not in the classroom anymore, so I do have a lot of teacher stickers that I don't really need. Anyway, this day I gassed up, so I'm using the card that came with the kit, and then I watched more of the Unchosen this evening, and then I did some baking. So I'm using this bowl from the Prairie Planner. By the way, the TV is from the kit, but I was trying to make this one thing, and like I'm not a terrible baker, but this was a complete fail this evening. Like I was trying to make this strawberry crumbly type thing because I had a lot of strawberries left over. Yeah, and I tried to substitute something and it went horribly wrong. But you live, you learn. Oilers lost that day, so I'm using the hockey stick that came from the Prairie Planner. Then moving on to Thursday, first thing I'm marking is that I got ready. This was the day that I drove to that city for my workshop, so there was no reading this morning. Like I just had to get ready and go because it started at like 8, and like I said, that city's an hour from me, so I had to get there. I mean, I had to leave my city like at 7. And then to mark McDonald's breakfast, I'm using this sticker from Beneva Creations, which doesn't really match the kit, but the sticker is just perfect and cute, so I had to use it. And then I'm using the pencil to mark the actual conference that I was at. The sessions that I sat in were so good. Like they just got me so hyped up and motivated for work. Sometimes it doesn't really happen. And then I did some shopping at some of the stores in the city because, like, for example, in my city, we don't have an Old Navy. We don't have like Sephora or all those things. So did some shopping. And then I was just in the mood to watch a romantic movie. Doesn't happen to me very often, but I went to go watch You, Me, in Tuscany or Anne Tuscany. And I remember seeing the previews and thinking, yeah, that's not a movie I'd ever want to see. But being by myself in the city, I guess that evening I wanted to see it. So, and you know what? I actually enjoyed it. And then moving on to Friday, marking that I woke up early, I'm using the alarm clock that came with the kit. And then I had breakfast because it was like the hotel provided compliment. What do you call it? Is it complimentary breakfast or oh, I can't remember. There's a word for it, but they provide breakfast anyways. And it was actually really good. They had really a lot of selections. Me and my food, I know. And then to mark so much damn snow, I'm using this emoji that I put a sad face on top of a happy face because I'm like, I was not happy about the snow. So it does look a little, what's the word? Like not scaled right to size the way it should look because the emoji head is large, but it just was how I feeling. I just did not like the snow. And yeah, it took me. So this is the day that I went home early. So to mark that my boss let me drive home early, I'm using the house that came with the kit. And here I was having trouble with the thing looking all blurry. So I'm really distracted by the noise outside. Sorry if you can hear that. Yeah, and then when I got home back to my city, I went to get Firehouse for me and my husband. Oh my goodness. When I tell you the roads were so bad, they were like so blinding, and there was times where I literally didn't know if I was even on the road completely. And it was just very brutal. And I know I probably should have waited it out, but I didn't really have a place to stay. I don't know. It was just like and I thought I left early enough, and it started to get rough around the middle of the journey home, and it was, like, too late to turn back because it was not safe to go back anyway. Pulled over for a little bit, but in all, I made it home, so that's the important thing. That sub sticker that I'm marking for Firehouse is also from Beneva Creations, and then to mark that I built my shelf this day, I'm using this small, tiny, cute little hammer from Carl's Creations, and then to mark the Oilers lost again, that's our stupid team, using the hockey stick that came with no, didn't come with a kit, it's a separate sheet from the Prairie planner. And then moving on to Saturday, first thing I'm marking is that I just doom scroll, so I'm using this Once More with Love Munchkin to mark that. I want to do a whole entire week of not having any kind of screen time, like not being on my phone, not being on my Xbox or watching any TV or movies. Like I want to do a whole week where I do just zero screen time. I can read, I can journal, but just no zero, just no zero, just no screen time. And I don't know when I want to do this, but I want to try it for a week. I mean, I don't even know if I'm going to last a couple of days, but I want to try it. I just find that screen time, like this doom scrolling, especially on Saturday mornings, like fine, like I don't have to get up for work and I'm allowed to have my breaks and everything, but I feel so unproductive when I'm laying there for the first hour waking up on Saturday just scrolling stupid mindless stuff, and I could be doing other things. So yeah, I want to do that at some point. Anyway, I marked that it snowed again, so I'm using an emoji from the Coffee Monsters Co. shoveling. Thankfully, I don't have to shovel. And then to mark planning, I'm using the stickers that came with the kit. To mark Tim Hortons, I'm using the coffee cup that came with the kit. To mark that I watched a show or a movie, I think it was a movie called The Watchers, using that TV that came with the kit. And then just to mark that I gamed out. Don't know what I played. I probably played like a bunch of different things. So I'm using this little controller from the Prairie Planner. It was a mystery kit add-on, I believe. And the final thing on Saturday is just had a YouTube binge, and I'm using that play button from Alley Cat Shop. And then moving on to Sunday, first thing I'm marking is that I planned, and I'm using the planner that came with the kit. To mark that me and my aunt went to bingo, I'm using the nail polish sticker that came with the kit. I've mentioned before that it reminds me of a dabber, so I just felt like it worked. And then I started playing, or maybe not started, but I continued playing my game, The Life is Strange, the newest one, and I'm using that Paper Shire Girl. And then we went to taco time, so I'm using the spoon and fork that came with the kit. Then we did laundry using the laundry basket that came with the kit. And then just to mark that I was relaxing, because Sundays get very, I get the Sunday scaries really bad, so I have to give myself downtime, and like 3 hours before bed is crazy. Using that couch sticker that came with the kit, and then the Oilers lost again, so I'm using another hockey stick that did not come with the kit, came in a separate sheet. Yeah, and that is the entire week. I was talking so fast. I still feel like this is only 1.2 speed. I probably should just have it as a normal speed, because when I pull my stickers, like pre-pull them, I don't have to take as long. I don't know if you know what I mean. But anyway, thank you so much for stopping by. This is the full spread. I love it so much. The blue and neon green was such a great combination. Hope you have a great week coming up. Thank you. Bye.